The quantum beacon pulsed one final time before fading into the endless dark. Anna's gaze lingered on the console as the last flicker of energy readings fell to zero. 300 cycles. That's how long they'd defended this forgotten outpost against the Ascendants. Entities who styled themselves as gods, reshaping reality with a mere thought. They had already erased 17 civilizations, and now, the Valoran station stood as the final light before extinction. Their shields were failing. Ammunition gone, and in that final hour, the Galactic Council had broken its sacred vow. The Forbidden Protocol had been activated. Humanity had been summoned. Transmission sent, Anna whispered, her crystalline fingers trembling as they brushed the fading console lights. She was Valoran, ancient, composed of living crystal, a being who had watched empires rise and collapse through millennia. Yet never before had she felt such helpless dread. Jixon appeared beside her in a flicker of unstable light, his luminous form pulsing erratically. An ethereal, once considered eternal pure energy given thought, now reduced to a fading echo. "You think the legends are true?" His voice resonated across frequencies, fractured yet curious, that even the Ascendants fear them. Anna's bioluminescent veins dimmed, her glow trembling like a candle in a storm. "The old texts speak of them," she replied quietly. "Creatures from a death world, a species that stared into the void and said no." She turned to face him fully. They survived cataclysms that would have ended any other life. Split the atom only to stop a war, reach their moon through sheer will. Fables, Jixon muttered, yet there was doubt. The station shuddered violently, a soundless quake rippling through the hull as another reality-bending blast tore through its defenses. Warnings screamed in 17 alien tongues. The end had tongues. Sirens blared through the collapsing corridors. On the observation deck, soldiers from a dozen dying worlds stood shoulder to shoulder, ready to face annihilation. Anna opened a forbidden archive, its seal marked with the crest of the Galactic Council. A hidden truth glimmered in holographic light. "Look," she said softly. "The Ascendants encountered them once, 10,000 years ago." Jixon's aura flickered with intrigue as the projection unfolded, an image of a blue planet, small and fragile. At that time, Anna continued, they were barely beginning to understand the stars. Their technology primitive, their world divided, and yet, when an Ascendant ship appeared over their skies, demanding submission, her voice faltered, heavy with reverence. They launched everything they had, every nuclear warhead, every missile, knowing it would mean their extinction. Jixon's tone carried disbelief. "They chose death?" "They chose defiance," she answered. "The Ascendant survived the strike but retreated, delivering only one command to its kind. Mark that world as forbidden." A tremor shook the deck. Reality itself screamed as the Ascendant's latest weapon breached the outer walls. Alarms flared. "Hull breaches on deck 7 through 12. Life support failing," voices shouted across comms. Jixon turned toward the viewing bay, despair in his tone. "Even if they heard your call, how could they possibly come?" Before Anna could respond, the stars tore apart. Not folded, ripped. A violent rupture carved through the void, as if reality itself was being forced aside by something that refused to obey it. Out of that wound came ships, countless, angular, and scarred. Anna's console flared alive. "By the ancients," she whispered. "They brought an armada." The lead vessel bore battle scars centuries deep, and from it came a voice, calm, human, unshaken. "This is Admiral Chen of the UCS Indomitable." "This is Admiral Chen of the UCS Indomitable," the voice echoed through the fractured station. Calm, confident, unmistakably human. "We received your distress call. Apologies for the delay. Had to stop by Seoul and pick up a few friends." Then, after a short pause, Chen's tone hardened. "You mentioned gods. Funny thing about gods, they bleed like everything else when you hit them hard enough." Through shattered viewports, Anna watched the human fleet shift formation, a storm of metal and fire arranged in chaotic perfection. They didn't move with symmetry, but with instinct, unpredictable, fearless. Every motion screamed defiance. The Ascendant struck first. Space twisted as their weapons erased entire ships from existence, wiping them not from reality but from memory. Yet humanity didn't flinch. They accelerated, turning death into momentum. Kinetic rounds tore through space at near light speed. Antimatter torpedoes ignited like newborn suns. One vessel unleashed something beyond logic, weaponized uncertainty, rewriting physics mid-strike. Across every open frequency, a message thundered. You wish to be gods? We killed ours long ago. We'll kill you too. A crippled corvette, venting flame and air, rammed headlong into an Ascendant flagship. The detonation vaporized 3 more enemy cruisers. They're insane, Jixon whispered, awe woven through disbelief. No, Anna murmured, eyes glistening. They're terrified, but they fight anyway. That's what makes them unstoppable. They run toward what they fear. 3 hours of chaos followed, and for the first time the Ascendants retreated. Chen's voice returned, quieter now. Station Omega, perimeter secure. We'll hold position until you recover. Why? Anna asked. Why risk everything for strangers? Silence. Then, because we remember what it felt like, to face extinction alone. Never again. Anna watched human ships aiding every wounded species. Her voice trembled. They don't just defy gods, she whispered. They prove divinity is a choice. And out there, in the silent dark, humanity held the line, not for conquest, but because someone had asked for help. And they answered. Always.